Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and I hope everybody's having a great Monday. I am back from, of course, break. Today we're going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course, I always do greatly appreciate it. But as you guys do know, yes, I am back from my break. I hope everybody had a great weekend, a great holiday. I know today was a little bit of a rough day. More so it happened last night at around like roughly, it was like 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, we started to break down greatly. So it was actually around like 1 a.m. I thought it was like around 2. We came down to about 38.7K. Probably scared the heck out of a lot of people. But I don't know if you guys remember from the other day. I think it might have been. I think I might have recorded it before I went on break and scheduled it. But I was basically talking to you guys about, you know, our bottom's most likely in at around this range here at about like roughly 39.6K. It's actually about like 39.5K. But I said I wouldn't be surprised if we had that one last major retest of, again, some lows going back to, you know, roughly like the August lows, which was around like 38.1K. Now, of course, we didn't go that low, but it doesn't mean that we won't. The reason why I say this is watch the next couple days this week. I know that today was the last day to file taxes, so a lot of people were trying to make an excuse saying, hey, this was, you know, for tax purposes, whatever the case may be. Honestly, you know, it could be every single time that we did have, you know, like the tax day, we've seen some major drops beforehand or even afterward. But honestly, it's not the day of taxes that's the one to really watch for. It's, you know, the days afterwards to really watch for, because everything is still trying to bounce back. But I do think that this, you know, sort of low that we hit is nothing really on the macro view, as you guys do see. I mean, we're still looking pretty right now on the chart, while people are probably most likely fearful. They probably don't know what's going on. I did see a lot of hate around Hbar though on Twitter and also on some YouTube comments. I seen, you know, a lot of people complaining about it because we came down to about like 18 cents. I told you guys to prepare for 18.5 cents a while ago, actually. It's been something that I've been talking to you guys about for a while. I was honestly, you know, really kind of waiting to go lower. I had a sort of a price, you know, breakdown on, you know, if we were going to retest the July lows at about like almost 16 cents. But, you know, holding at around 18 cents is totally fine too. If we do get those wicks down to, you know, 38K on Bitcoin, we will most likely test a little bit lower, possibly hit 17.5 cents to roughly around 16 cents, depending on, you know, how cascading it is on altcoins. But ultimately, I think that the market still looks pretty solid. I'm going to be doing a breakdown here shortly on that. But let's talk about a few things happening within the Hedera ecosystem. Obviously, first we're going to go with this announcement from Filecoin. Hash Access is an NFT marketplace built on the Hedera network that uses the Hedera token service to embed native atomic swaps and royalty functionalities into the NFTs and relies on Filecoin and IPFS for decentralized storage. Now, I thought this was pretty cool because we never really get too much spotlight attention around some of these NFT, you know, marketplaces. Hash Access has been an incredible NFT marketplace to utilize for my project as well, which, you know, we still are building. We were doing a lot of planning behind the scenes. I'm still working on a lot of things with my design agency to really kind of transition into the NFT sector fully. A lot of things to announce from that point, but you know, I do think that when we talk about NFTs, they are growing in demand on Hedera. We've actually been seeing a lot of updates within this area as well. Hashport themselves, you know, they did feature this new, again, NFT porting. Now you can port your NFTs over from Ethereum, Polygon, etc. over to Hedera and vice versa. Stay tuned for the beta launch of Hashport's NFT feature. Together we bring interoperability to collectibles and digital art on Hedera, Ethereum, and Polygon. And a lot of people were pretty excited for this. You know, we even see, you know, a world where Bored Ape, you know, lives in my Hashpack app is about to be a reality. A lot of people were excited for this. I think that a lot of this is very crucial for the success of a lot of these networks. I've always said interoperability between these networks in terms of all use cases, DeFi, NFTs, even other use cases as well, the metaverse and stuff. All of this provides a lot of, success backing behind these networks, and it's a crucial area to focus on as well. I've always, said make sure that you are paying attention to interoperability. It is a crucial area to focus on, even in the future of this market as well. Like when we talk about DLTs to legacy systems as well, like that interoperability layer is crucial. Now, also, we did see Siki app powered by Hedera launch fully. They launched in the App Store today. This is an NFT music streaming platform. Guys, this is going to be a huge, huge app. I've told you guys about Siki multiple times. Upload your music, allow users to stream and tip. We also see changing music for the future. Earn crypto instantly with multi-chain capabilities. And we do see Hbar being featured here. I love to see it. And then we do see curate and create with a gamified experience. Honestly, very excited for marketplaces like this. I really do think that when we look at things like Shopify, or not Shopify, Spotify, they always love to have that itify right in it. But when we talk about Spotify, Spotify has been a huge success. I mean, we know that it's been a massive success. The problem with Spotify is that artists are earning fractionalized percentages on their, plays. Meaning, they don't even earn 1 cent per play on Spotify. They earn like fractions of a cent per play. And if you think about that, in the vast majority of, content creation, musicians are really kind of getting stiffed when it gets to the point of, earning royalties on their music, especially small-time, artists. I mean, obviously, big-time artists are making a ton of money elsewhere through merch and things like that. But apps like this give back the power to creators to allow for a lot more monetary value behind their creations. And I do love to see that. I've always supported art. And when we talk about music, I mean, who doesn't love music? And when we talk about Siki app, I think that this is going to be something very interesting. I think that this could disrupt the music industry space, especially when we look at Spotify, Apple Music, and things like that. Like, this is going to be something pretty cool. And I've always said that, when we look at Siki app, they have been building out a very strong marketplace. Now, also, we did see Held NFTs just announced plans to launch on Hedera with the assistance from the Hbar Foundation. It's time to change how people think about NFTs by introducing real-world utility and physical associations to the NFT space. We do see here the launch will immediately benefit Hedera ecosystem via the Hbar Foundation by building an engaged NFT community that begins and or continues to collect NFTs on Hedera. The community will be supported by or with education and various giveaways to learn firsthand how simple, scalable, and sustainable NFTs can be on Hedera compared to other solutions. Held aims to integrate NFTs and HFTs, Hedera fungible tokens, into real-world assets such as physical art, automobiles, trading card games, and more to create a first-of-its-kind trackable system on the Hedera network for creators who are eager to tokenize and track IRL assets. And of course, we do see here, to learn about, Held NFTs, you guys can go check out their website. I actually do have it over here. So when we talk about real-world assets being tokenized, this is where I really start to talk about tokenization almost as if I was a kid in a candy store. I've told you guys multiple times that the coolest use case to ever, come to crypto isn't, cross-border payments. It's not CBDCs and things like that. I mean, technically, you could kind of tie CBDCs into this because it is tokenized, cash technically. So, but when we look into this, tokenization is probably one of the biggest use cases to come to this space. Why? Because it will flow into everyday life. Individuals that want to sell their house can now sell fractions of their house to individuals in terms of an NFT. That is huge. Guys, pay attention to the NFT space because this is going to be focusing on everything. I know everyone is really kind of just looking at NFTs as pictures and things like this. Like, I'm even discussing this with my team in regards to, how could we disrupt the NFT space further? Because right now, as you guys probably are all aware of, Crypto Moonboys is my NFT project. And although I love to just kind of post art and kind of sell art, it's cool, it's whatever, I want to really kind of move into the physical space too. At some point in time, I do want to have an NFT project that is based solely around digital and physical bridges. AKA, if you buy a digital NFT, you own a physical portion of some sort of royalty. Now, again, I'm still planning around this. I'm talking to my team about some legal things within, possibly earning, or I should say, owning portions of something very interesting. I'm not going to say anything because I don't know specifically if I can, but it's going to be something very interesting. But we do see upcoming physical NFTs or digital, if you will. This is physical and digital NFTs, fossil NFTs, IRL art, held and Hedera, this is unofficial just right now, cyber whistle NFTs as well, and there's so many other ones too on here. It's very interesting, very cool, and I really do think that when we talk about the bridges between the physical and digital worlds in terms of tokenization and NFTs, we will be seeing real estate being tokenized. We will see automobiles and sort of everything be touched by tokenization. I'm very excited for this to actually happen because we have been seeing it being built out fully. Now let's talk about the one major issue with Hedera, or should we even call it an issue, right? So we do see here, imagine if Tesla focused on hyping their stock prices instead of making the best electric cars. Imagine if Apple focused on hyping their stock prices instead of making best phones. Imagine if Hedera focused on hyping Hbar price instead of building the best DLT in the world. Now, when we talk about this, right, is Hedera marketing a major problem? And I really want to know everyone's, opinion on this. Comment down below. In my opinion, listen, I've seen a lot of FUD around Hedera. Specifically, I've seen the idea on Hbar's at resistance, it's going to dump because the owners are going to dump their Hbar. Think about how idiotic that is as a statement. Why would you want to hold the price of an asset down if you are trying to profit as much as possible off of the token? You'd want it to jump in price so that you could sell at much higher prices. You're not going to dump, an asset until it's worth, 0, for an example. It just does not make sense like that. And I know that when we talk about FUD around Hbar, a lot of people say, but it's not FUD if it's proven. It's never been proven. That's the thing. You could document sells all day long, but the thing is that they have already been documented by Hedera themselves. But also, again, when we talk about the major issue here, is it, the hype for Hbar? That's the problem. Honestly, I just think that we do need an actual marketing team. I think that when we talk about Hedera, I think that we do need some sort of marketing. It doesn't have to be, straight in your face marketing where, we see like false promises being made. No, it just needs to have a little bit of a stronger fundamental behind it, a little bit more, social activity around it, a little bit more, hype. When we look at Solana or even ADA, right? ADA was probably one of the biggest ones in 2020 to 2021 that I've seen a lot of hype around. They were working with Africa on a CBDC. They were working with this place on this. They were going to be the next big thing. I even seen YouTubers saying, $88 to $1,000, $88 to $100, $88 to $10 tomorrow. I mean, like, the amount of hype behind ADA that got shilled was absolutely ridiculous. And the reason why is because it did start to break out a little bit. This is why I say, when we look at, Hbar will have its own hype campaign built into it once it does start to break out. This really kind of started to move during, roughly, it was like the November, December timeframe where it really kind of started to jump out. Here's where like everybody was on the train, right? Everybody was saying like, all right, ADA is the next big thing. Jump in it right now or else you're going to miss the boat. And this did go to about almost $2.30 exact. And it was all off of hype. There was no real substance. The difference here between Hedera and Cardano is the fact that Hedera does have a ton of substance behind it. Hedera is really focused on a lot of things. I think that when we talk about the funds that have recently been released on Hedera, focused on DeFi and stuff like that, it's very solid. The funds that have been released on a few projects is questionable, and I've said this about Actio and things like that. I think that when we talk about those grants being, given out, I think that there needs to be some sort of contract within that tells them, hey, listen, you can't just take the grant and go build on ERC20, for an example. It needs to be within Hedera, because that is, I think, a major issue with Hedera. But ultimately, I think that is really the only major issues. Of course, does the price action suck? Yes, but I've seen assets in very, very bad situations, similar to Hedera, and even worse situations before, of course, the next major thing happened, which was massive wealth. So, just pay attention to things that are actually being built. Focus on why you invested into Hedera. What was the main issue, or what was the main thing that made you invest into Hbar? Was it, hey, I'm going to get rich overnight? Or was it, hey, wow, look at what they are building. This is very promising. I'm going to watch this vision unfold. Because to me, the reason why I invested into Hbar was because I obviously seen a crucial problem with this space, and it lacked the transparency, it lacked scalability, it lacked, cheap, affordable fees. And honestly, Hedera has been solving almost every single one of those issues all together on one major network. I'm invested into other assets that have solved a few of those issues, but not all of them on one major network. So congratulations to Hedera for absolutely killing it, continuously developing major things. There has been a lot of movement within the development stages, but not the price. And I've seen this before. And I'm going to be patient enough. I'm patient enough to, hold this until I do see the gains realized. I know a lot of other people, most likely are not, able to do that, and that's totally fine. You don't have to hold Hbar. Nobody's telling you to hold Hbar. You guys can go buy another asset, especially, one that you feel that you're comfortable holding for, the next couple months. Even years. I mean, with Hbar, I feel comfortable just hodling this until my gains are realized. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.